Well, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to Spectrum News 1. Meteorologist Robert Suhr with another check of a historic forecast for some of you, especially when we're talking about snow amounts for this part of the country. Here's a look at the impacts this weekend. Incredible snow amounts, especially as you get closer toward the Ohio River. Brutal cold weather, especially behind this system. Travel, please just stay home all weekend. And then as you work your way further to the south, we're worried about catastrophic icing for some of you. As we go through the rest of the afternoon, we'll see that snow continuing to pick up in coverage and intensity, eventually transitioning over to a little bit of sleet mixing in for some of us, especially the further south you go. We'll put Futurecast into motion and we'll show you what we're doing here. Everybody will see snow to start across the tri-state here this afternoon. But notice this white line across Tennessee. That is the 32-degree line about 5,000 feet up. And where that line, how far north it makes it, will be all the difference between massive snow amounts and whether or not you see a changeover to sleet and freezing rain. And we do expect that to happen as we get into tonight, especially along and south of the Western Kentucky Parkway toward the Tennessee line. But the closer you get to the Ohio River, everything's going to stay straight snow. And that's where we're looking at snowfall to really pile up. There could be a period where we briefly transition over to just plain rain for some of us. We'll see, where the sleet continues to come down for just about everybody else, with the exception of northern areas, before everybody transitions back to snow as the system starts to pull away. Snowfall amounts could be historic. Generally speaking, we're looking at 6 to 10 inches along the Western Kentucky Parkway, lower amounts to the south and east, but over a foot to a foot and a half right along the Ohio River. And you work your way north of the river toward I-64, yeah, we could be looking at half a foot to 2 feet of snowfall piling up for some of these areas. Maybe some of the most snow you've ever seen in one storm. But again, the ice is also the issue. Bowling Green, south and east, we could be looking at a ½ inch to 3/4 of an inch in that Lake Cumberland region. Catastrophic icing, power outages that could last for days. We could also be looking at a ½ inch to maybe an inch of sleet accumulating as well. So a whole mix of winter weather is on the horizon here over the next several days. Temperatures in the teens rest of the afternoon, easily 30 degrees below average. We don't really go very far tonight. Surface temperatures will never get above freezing, which is why we're so concerned about the icing threat. And you look at the extended forecast, we could have several mornings next week where morning low temperatures are below zero, but at least the precipitation mainly ends on Sunday.